you can tell you're getting old when you've got a compass instead of a sat-nav. Mother Monky, that is not acceptable. Ta-da! Good morning, you absolute beautiful subscribers. Hope you're all doing fine. It's Monday morning, roughly about 8:30, and I'm off up to the farm to see my main man, Mr. Scott from SMC Detailing. He's going to be doing a full detail on my mum's DC5. My old dear's been absolutely loving this DC5. The only complaint she had about it was the turning circle, but I said, look, it is a track car, mum, you can't expect it to turn like a black cab, and she was understanding. I had a little chat with Scott last week. He's a real nice chap, funny guy as well. He's sort of right up my street, and we were actually going to do the FD2, Georgie's FD2 today, but we might be doing a deal with an RX-7, a really crazy RX-7. We might be doing a swap with her S15 and her FD2, so I thought it probably wasn't fair to Scott to kind of detail it if I might be selling it in the next few weeks. One thing the DC5 doesn't have is a clock, but bless my old dear, she's got a little clock. What's this as well? What the hell? God, you can tell you're getting old when you've got a compass instead of a sat-nav. Bless my mum, she's been an absolute star, but she'll probably tell you I was an absolute nightmare. She loves me now, we've got a great relationship, but I wasn't probably a pain in the arse growing up, so if you're watching this, mum, love you very much. I'll tell you what though, even though these little 2 litres aren't that talky, it's a pretty peppy car. I think it'd be rude not to do a little bit of VTEC now she's warm. Yeah. VTEC, baby! Woo! Carson Performance! And there is Carson himself, Mr. Scott.
Monky.
How you doing, geezer?
Not bad, you right?
SMC, very nom. Do a follow. DC5. Just going to reverse her up so we can kind of get her near the unit and then Scott can start working his magic. Mr. Scott, welcome to the channel. What do you reckon of the paintwork sort of before we start?
It's not too bad. You've seen some car washes and some hand washes maybe with some sponges and stuff, but
yeah,
probably going to go over 2-stage enhancement detail just to try and get rid of those swirls and put some depth back into the paint. Full wash down, decontamination to sort of exfoliate the paint, make sure it's nice and smooth, no bonded contaminants on there, and then I'm going to go over 2-stage for a single pass with a cut.
Yeah.
And then a polishing stage to refine that, put the gloss back into the paint, get all the arches cleaned, get everything properly cleaned. And we're also going to restore the headlights today, so they'll have a 2-stage wet sand and then a cut and a polish and then a protection put on them as well to stop them yellowing again.
Not toothpaste. Is it right that the internet says that you can use toothpaste to get
Well, apparently so. If Facebook says you can use toothpaste, you can use toothpaste. But
we're going to do it properly.
Yeah, do it properly.
Yeah, fair play, man. First protocol.
This is like an iron remover. You want to remove as much contaminants from the surfaces as possible before we touch it, because then you're not going to damage anything.
A few little marks on these wheels, but obviously it is my mum driving it. Mother, what has she done?
Curbage.
Mother Monky, that is not acceptable.
Sometimes you get a lip under the arch. Look, that lip is holding all that wet mud.
That's all moisture.
Yep.
One of the good things with Scott is obviously he's mobile. He does have a unit where you can take his car, but he's also got his van with all his stuff on side. So yeah, if you need your car done at your home or at your workplace, he's your man. Nice looking caddy, this man. Diamond turn rims, literally just like a Golf. There's all of Scott's products in the back, which I'm sure we'll go through in a little bit. Now we've got the exciting part. Snow foam.
Everyone loves this bit.
Yeah, we like the snow foam, man. The idea with the snow foam, Scott, is just to kind of sort of loosen the dirt off.
The reason people use it is because it dwells, it sits there, it breaks it all down, and then it rinse it off, and it gets a high percentage of the dirt off before you touch it.
Yeah, fair play, man.
Yeah.
Scott, you like a cup of tea?
Yes, please, mate.
Pack of 2 sugars?
Strong 2 sugars.
Proper man he is.
5 minutes later.
Perfect.
Legend. Scott left the snow foam on there just to kind of degrease the whole car for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then now he's just going around with the hose and just rinsing it all off. It's amazing to think how much actually debris you get just by driving around, just carbon deposits and brake dust and... Love you, Seagull! I must say, even though Scott's probably 10% through the process, the car is already looking a lot nicer. Obviously once it's dried and stuff, like Scott said, we'll have a look at the paint and sort of what condition it's really in. But yeah, it's certainly looking a lot cleaner already. Next on the agenda, Scott's just going over the car with a clay bar.
Yeah, piece of clay, to lift any bonded contaminants that haven't come off with the wash. The worst part of it is the lower doors behind where the wheels throw up stuff. Say like when they resurface a road, that's when it's, because
really
you get all the stuff that sits on top and the wheels pick it up, sticks on, hot day, warms up, hits the paint, sticks to it, and then stays on there.
Yeah. If you think about it, really, cars do actually, whether in a dry country or not, they do live quite a hard life.
Yeah, exactly. Especially motorway life as well. You got a lot of stone chips on the bonnet.
Yeah.
Country lanes, you get all the crap coming off the roads and stuff.
Yeah.
And you get it anywhere.
Scott's now finished going over the whole car with the clay bar. Now he's just using a drying towel just to get some of the water residue. Using leathers, is that sort of a thing?
No, that is a massive no-no. One, the towels absorb the water better. To the long pile, if there's any, because we're outside, there's any stuff that's fallen on the car, it's likely to go into the pile. Whereas a leather, there's nowhere for it to go. So if there's a tiny bit of grip
it kind of
trapped and you're
moves
just pushing it around.
Yeah.
And the drying blades as well, that's a massive no-no. The plastic blades that you use.
What, just kind of push the water off?
The water off.
Yeah. Lozzie Bear! Love you, man! Scott's just now going around all the boot shuts with a microfiber cloth, just getting all the crap out. It's actually pretty clean, this car, because I know you obviously do get a bit of water ingress in these kind of areas, and to be fair, on talk, it's actually a really nice example. And you've got to imagine now, this is a 2001. You're right there, mate. Alright. Welcome back to the channel, sir.
Your viewers are in there. My viewers? Wait, stop picking your nose at the back there.
Next part of the detail, Scott's just using this water spot remover on the glass. Pretty self-explanatory what it does.
I want to try and get the glass back to how it should be.
Quite cool as well. It's got a little, I don't know how you quite say that, carrosseria. A little Pioneer, some sort of little music thing there.
Yeah.
And we've also got some sort of aerial type thing here. Don't know if it's for the stereo, if it's maybe for the toll roads in Japan, but quite unique nonetheless. I'm getting lost with these stages. It's a lot more complicated than I realised.
Yeah, it's a lot more to it. This is like a glass sealant, glass protection from G-Technics, G1, like one that I've always used.
I actually thought this little bit here was lacquer peel, but you've put some sort of tire remover on it.
It was $1 per tree sap, and I've just left a makeup pad with some glue and tire remover, and that's got the bulk of it. But if you can see there, not sure whether you will, but there's some scratches where someone's rubbed at it.
Yeah.
That's really bad. You do get a lot of people that to rub the paint, and if there's dirt or a stain, they'll rub it, and they don't realise how much damage it actually does to the paint. With the detailing world or car enthusiast world, if certain products are like, it's like a gun. In the wrong hands, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
But in the right hands, you can achieve. Like we'll see today, you can achieve certain things.
Yeah. Next up, Scott's just basically masking off all the exterior trims. They don't sort of get marked when he starts polishing the car. You can sort of see how smooth the glass looks, man. I've always said that with cars, clean glass and clean wheels really can make a difference for the car, can't it? Just to give you guys an idea, that is the old headlight, looking pretty misty. One that Scott has just cleaned. And wow, what a difference, mate. Obviously Scott went round with masking tape just to protect the bodywork while he was polishing it, and yeah, like he said, it's definitely going to have a lot more light. You know, if the plastic's all degraded and kind of misty, it's really going to affect your light pattern when it leaves the light. Next up, Scott's going to be starting to tackle the bodywork. He's actually put a bit of tape along here. He's going to prep this side and get this side all mint. He's going to pull the tape off, and then we'll kind of compare it with the other side so you guys can see the contrast. Luckily for us, Scott used to be a boxer. I'll definitely be telling him he's done a good job. You guys can really see it now, and now I've got the light right, but yeah, that's obviously before and that's after, so a massive, massive difference. Also, this is going to be a one-day enhancement. Obviously, if Scott really wanted to, he could spend a whole week on this car, but you know, we're trying to just make it realistic because my mum does use this as a daily and it is going to get marked here and there. Scott's now finished cutting half of the car. What we're actually going to do is bring the DC5 inside because it's quite cold at this time of year. You get a lot of condensation building up on the car, which obviously affects the detail. Nom nom. Scott was kind of just saying before, it's actually had a bit of sort of rotary work before, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Quite a cool light as well, specific for detailing these lights?
Yeah, it is, yeah. So I've got warm light, which is like the sunlight, like an orangey light, and then you hold that down, it changes to cool light because it will highlight different defects.
Scott's finished doing all the compound cutting now. Now it's a case of just basically refining it stage 2 and polishing it.
Polishing it, yeah. You can see the difference in the depth in the gloss.
You really can, man. It's literally like a mirror reflection now. Now Scott's done the door, he's just going to go over the rest of the car with his sort of stage 2 machine polish and really start to bring that paintwork back up to scratch. just doing the last panel, which is the front bumper. But yeah, as you guys can see, she's definitely looking a lot more Nighthawk black. All those nasty swirl marks have all now disappeared. Scott's also done all the rear lights, polished them all up, made a massive, massive difference. Spoiler looks absolutely beautiful as well, proper smooth to touch. Wheels have come up fantastic as well. Ta-da! What a sexy Munda. All the panels have now been polished, all the exterior paintwork's done. Scott's just going around now and cleaning up the rest of the glass. Full moon, baby. Oh! Scott, man, thanks so much, dude.
No worries.
Really appreciate it. You've been an absolute gent. We'll be catching up with Scott in the next couple of weeks. He's very kindly going to be helping me detail the rest of my fleet, and I've got quite a big fleet, so hopefully he's still going to love me by the end of it.
Fist pump.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you like how the DC5 came out, and we will see you for a new episode real soon.